Have you ever wondered, who are the Hebrews? Who are the Israelites? Who are the Jews? Are they all the same people, or is there a hidden difference that most of the world has overlooked? For centuries, these names have been spoken almost interchangeably. In churches, in classrooms, in conversations, we often hear Jew, Hebrew, and Israelite used as if they mean exactly the same thing. But when you open the Bible carefully, when you follow the story step by step, you realize something shocking. These names are not the same. They carry unique meanings. They mark out different stages in God's unfolding plan. And if you stay with me through this journey, you will see why this matters not just for history, but for your life right now. Because hidden inside these names is the story of identity, covenant, and destiny. It's the story of how God calls, how God chooses, how God preserves, and how God fulfills His promises. And if He did it for them, He will do it for you. So let me ask you, have you ever felt like God was calling you to cross over into something new, but you were afraid to leave the familiar behind? Abraham did. That's what it meant to be a Hebrew. Have you ever felt like you were wrestling with God, struggling between who you used to be and who He's calling you to become? Jacob felt the same. That's what it meant to be Israel. Have you ever felt crushed, surrounded, maybe even exiled from what you thought was secure, but somehow God still preserved you? Still kept His hand on you? That's the story of Judah the Jews. The Bible is not just history, it's your story. And through the shocking difference between Hebrews, Israelites, and Jews, you will discover God's faithfulness in a way you may have never seen before. The Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 15:4, "For everything that was written in the past was written to teach us, so that through the endurance taught in the Scriptures and the encouragement they provide, we might have hope." That's exactly what we're about to do. Open up the Scriptures, trace the ancient story, and find hope for today. So, what can you expect to learn in this documentary? You will learn why Abraham was called a Hebrew, and what that means for anyone who chooses to follow God. How Jacob's name change to Israel was more than a personal moment, it was the birth of a covenant nation. How the Jews emerged from the tribe of Judah, preserved through exile, carrying the hope of the Messiah. And finally, how all of this connects to you through Jesus Christ, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the Savior of the world. You will see that the story of the Hebrews, the Israelites, and the Jews is really one story, the story of God's promise unfolding through time. And at the end, you will be challenged with a question. Where do you stand in this story? Have you crossed over, like Abraham? Have you wrestled and surrendered, like Jacob? Have you held on to faith, like the remnant of Judah? The prophet Isaiah once declared, "Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness, you who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut, and to the quarry from which you were hewn. Look to Abraham, your father, and to Sarah who gave you birth." Isaiah 50, 1-2. In other words, to understand where you are going, you must first understand where you came from. And that is exactly what we're about to do. This is the story of identity, the story of covenant, the story of destiny. This is the shocking difference between Hebrews, Israelites, and Jews, and the hidden biblical truth revealed. Our story begins in the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers. It was here that humanity built great cities after the flood, raised up towers of defiance like Babel, and bowed down to gods made of clay and stone. And it was here, in the great city of Ur, that a man named Abram was born. Ur was wealthy, advanced, and filled with culture, but its heart beat for idols. Towering ziggurats rose in worship of the moon god Nana. Priests and priestesses filled the air with chants to false deities. Everywhere Abram looked, the people lived for idols that could not speak, for statues carved by human hands. Abram's father, Terah, was part of that world. Joshua 24:2 tells us plainly, "Long ago your ancestors, including Terah, the father of Abraham and Nahor, lived beyond the Euphrates River and worshipped other gods." Abram had no reason to think his life would be different. He was destined, it seemed, to follow the ways of his fathers. But then came the voice of the living God, breaking through the noise of idols and superstition. Genesis 12:1 tells us, "The Lord had said to Abram, 'Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you.'" No details, no map, no clear destination, just a call to leave. And Abram obeyed. He gathered Sarai his wife, Lot his nephew, their servants and flocks, and he stepped out. Step by step, Abram left everything familiar, his culture, his inheritance, his father's gods, and followed the unseen voice of the Almighty. And it was then that Abram became known as a Hebrew. Genesis 14:13 records, "A man who had escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew." That word, Ivri, comes from a root meaning to cross over. Abram had crossed over the great Euphrates River, but more importantly, he had crossed over spiritually, from idolatry into covenant, from death into life, from the old world into the promise of God. To be a Hebrew, then, was not just about bloodline, it was about leaving the old world behind. It was about obedience to God's call. Abraham's descendants inherited that identity. They were Hebrews, people called out, people separated, people who had crossed over. Think about that for a moment. The very first identity of God's chosen people was not about land or temple or law. It was about faith. It was about trust. It was about being willing to leave everything behind, to follow the voice of God. That is why Abraham is remembered in Romans 4:11 as the father of all who believe. His journey was not just his own, it was a pattern for every believer to come. Abraham's covenant with God deepened over time. In Genesis 15, the Lord took him outside and said, "Look up at the sky and count the stars. If indeed you can count them, so shall your offspring be." And Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. That moment was the foundation of faith. Later, in Genesis 17, God changed Abram's name to Abraham, father of a multitude. Sarai became Sarah, princess. Circumcision was given as the sign of the covenant. The Hebrew identity was sealed by promise and marked by obedience. Abraham passed the covenant to Isaac. Isaac passed it to Jacob. And Jacob, though he stumbled and wrestled, became the next great turning point in the story of identity. Jacob's life was full of struggle. He tricked his brother Esau, deceived his father Isaac, and spent years fleeing from the consequences. Yet God had chosen him. And one night, Jacob found himself wrestling with a mysterious figure until dawn. Genesis 32-28 records the outcome. "Then the man said, 'Your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed.'" Israel, a new name, a new identity, no longer Jacob the deceiver. Now Israel, the one who wrestles with God, the one ruled by God. And from him came the Israelites, the children of Israel. Jacob had 12 sons, and they became the 12 tribes. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. These tribes carried the promise forward. They were not just a family anymore, they were becoming a nation. But this nation's story was one of hardship. Because of famine, Jacob and his sons went down to Egypt, where Joseph, once sold as a slave, had risen to power. There, the family of 70 grew into a people of millions. But the new pharaohs did not remember Joseph. They enslaved the Israelites, forcing them into hard labor. For 400 years, the children of Israel cried out in suffering, and God heard. Through Moses, God delivered his people with signs and wonders. He struck Egypt with plagues, parted the Red Sea, and crushed Pharaoh's army. He brought the Israelites to Mount Sinai, where he gave them his law. There he declared in Exodus 19:6, "You shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation." To be an Israelite meant to belong to the covenant nation. It was no longer just about being a Hebrew who crossed over. Now it was about being part of the people chosen, delivered, and bound by God's covenant. The Israelites were God's treasured possession among all nations. But their journey was filled with rebellion. They worshipped a golden calf. They grumbled against God in the wilderness. They longed to return to Egypt. Yet, through it all, God remained faithful. He gave them manna from heaven, water from the rock, and his presence in the tabernacle. After 40 years, Joshua led them into the Promised Land. In the land of Canaan, the Israelites struggled with idolatry. They were ruled by judges, fell into sin, cried out for deliverance, and were rescued time and again. Finally, they asked for a king. Saul was chosen, then David, and then Solomon. Under David and Solomon, Israel reached its golden age, a united kingdom, strong and prosperous, with Jerusalem as its heart. But after Solomon, division came. 10 tribes formed the northern kingdom of Israel, while 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin, formed the southern kingdom of Judah. The covenant nation was now torn in two, and this division set the stage for the next identity to emerge. The northern kingdom of Israel turned quickly to idolatry. They built golden calves, worshipped Baal, and rejected God's prophets. In 722 BC, the Assyrian Empire swept in and destroyed them. The 10 northern tribes were carried away into exile, scattered among the nations, lost to history. Only Judah remained. The southern kingdom, with Jerusalem and the temple, carried the covenant torch. From Judah came kings like Hezekiah and Josiah, who brought reform. From Judah came prophets like Isaiah and Jeremiah, who warned of judgment. But even Judah turned to idolatry. In 586 BC, the Babylonians under King Nebuchadnezzar destroyed Jerusalem, burned the temple, and carried the people into exile. It was in that exile that the name Jew emerged. Originally, it meant someone from the tribe or kingdom of Judah. But over time, it came to mean any member of God's covenant people who clung to their identity in exile. The word Jew became a name of survival. Far from their land, far from their temple, the people of Judah became known as Jews. And it was through the Jews that God preserved his promises. They gathered in synagogues to hear the law. They remembered the Sabbath. They kept the covenant alive, even under foreign rule. When the Persians conquered Babylon, King Cyrus allowed the Jews to return. Under Ezra and Nehemiah, they rebuilt Jerusalem's walls and restored the temple. Later, under Greek and Roman rule, they faced persecution but held on. The Maccabean revolt saw them fight for their faith and rededicate the temple, the origin of Hanukkah. And then, in the fullness of time, the Messiah came. Jesus of Nazareth, born in Bethlehem of Judea, he was called the Lion of the tribe of Judah. By blood, he was a Jew. By destiny, he was the Savior of the world. The Apostle Paul understood all these layers of identity. In Philippians 3-5, he calls himself a Hebrew of Hebrews. In regard to the law, a Pharisee. As for zeal, persecuting the church, Paul was a Hebrew by heritage, an Israelite by covenant, and a Jew by tribe. He embodied all 3 identities. Yet, after meeting Christ, he realized they all pointed to something greater. Galatians 3:29 reveals the mystery. If you belong to Christ,